Hey guys, Skittlerampage here. Welcome back to a new video. I do hope you're enjoying your day today. So today we're going to be kind of messing with the One Piece shelf. We just got in our Usopp cover, but we have nowhere to put it. And here is God Usopp. This thing looks so good. We got to find a place to put it though, because as you know, I have my covers here, but it's completely full because I have the Sanji cover, or it's a custom anyways, for those wondering. However, even if I didn't have that Sanji, I most likely would have Gold Roger, so I would still be in the same situation. And then I have Shanks up there, which covers that spot. But even if I moved over those two shelves, it wouldn't be enough space to put a cover on each side. So I did have a thought. I was like, what if I take out one of these shelves and just put a cover on each side and have some pops in the middle? But then I have nowhere to put all of those pops because like this is full with those. I could take these out of box and kind of reorganize that maybe, but I don't know. I kind of like them in box, and we have the sign ones right there. So it's just a continuous issue. I have out of box pops up there, but I was talking to Bailey and she was saying, well, why don't I put all of my covers up top there and kind of actually organize this, because as you can see, it's a little bit all over the place. Like I have a bunch of little different statues and stuff that I kind of want to display, but they're just kind of mixed up. So that's what we're going to kind of be doing today, just cleaning up the collection up top a little bit and, you know, finding a way to fit in this Usopp poster, because eventually we're going to get more wanted posters and I can't fit them all here unless I completely change up this entire thing, and I don't want to do that right now. So I think we're going to just put them all up top and maybe move some things around down here too. So just a collection update video and kind of just organizing video. Oh, also something I actually picked up within the last year and a half was this Jump Force statue from the game. I think it's from the collector's edition. I actually decided to get rid of it only because I don't like it for displaying reasons. As cool as it is to have these three characters, I think it would have made more sense to have Ichigo here, you know, big three and all that. So it was just a weird choice to put Goku in that. But it's more so like when you display it like this, you can't see Goku at all. But then when you display it this way, you can't see the logo. I think it's just kind of poorly designed, even though it's super cool. So before we get started, I do want to ask the question of the day, which is, do you have Funko Pops in your collection that are kind of like, you know, best friends or good friends, or yeah, they're kind of like enemies but friends? And I'm going to go with Naruto and Sasuke. Like, they're fighting here, but they're, you know, they're the best of pals. Okay, so for starters, we got to kind of clean up here. Realistically, we just got to take them down. Almost fell off. But we got to take these down so we can put all the covers up there, and then we're going to have to take this out. We're probably going to put Kaido here to fill in that space, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this that I recently got from a subscriber of mine for my birthday. I gotta figure out some place to put this. Maybe here for now. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, we're gonna take these statues down. I gotta still figure out where I'm gonna put all these statues and how I'm gonna display them exactly, but we'll kind of figure that out once we get the covers up there. I will probably just move these pops over here for now. Well, actually, I gotta take these down, but Kaido's gonna come down anyways. I'm just over here behind the camera. Okay, so we got our Goku here. I love this thing. This is such a cool, like, you know, little figure here. Love this. Oh, it has a cobweb on it. Then we got a little Luffy here. Gear 5 holding lightning. I guess these will go over here too. And Trunks. This is actually from the Dragon Ball Legends game. Hopefully you can see that okay, which is pretty cool. I don't play the mobile game anymore. It just irritates me at this point. I don't know if anybody plays that mobile game, but it's just annoying to play. The multiplayer is just unplayable on that game. So doing online just makes the game no fun. And then story mode just kind of gets boring, so I just stopped playing it. But anyways, okay, so as far as covers go, I don't know if eventually if I want to get Rogers. I know the next one, I think is supposed to be Zoro for One Piece, so, you know, we'll kind of see if that ends up happening. But, so this is kind of what Bailey was suggesting I do. Because eventually I'll probably get rid of the Sanji one if they make a really good one. If not, you know, I'll probably just keep this one in its place. But then we have the case. This one's going to be a little higher than others. I just don't want it to be too weird because of the, I don't know if you guys can kind of see this, but where the shelf overlaps. So maybe we'll spread these out just a little bit to kind of create a gap to kind of basically simulate the gap in between these as well. I can only do it so much there. And then again, the idea here was to move Kaido down here, which I'll show you guys in a second. Actually, here, I'll just put this down here for a second. I'll just show you guys. And then Usopp, which I might take this out of box and kind of show it off more in a little bit of a short video. But for now, we'll just kind of put it over. I need to get a protector for it. Put it over here. It's still available on the Funko shop, I believe, too, if you need it. These shelves unfortunately don't stick together, so not much I can do about that. And don't I have another cover somewhere, or is that it? Okay. The thing is, I just don't love how it looks compared to being on the shelf, but I can't do anything about that, is the problem. Because these aren't completely flush down here, so I can't completely display them together, even though I would like to. Honestly, I'm not doing much over there anyways, so maybe I would just... Ooh. Sorry, roof. Yikes. Let me move Super Boo. Put these over on this side, because I think, given this is the Dragon Ball shelf anyways, I'll probably just continue putting the Dragon Ball figures over here. Make sure you guys can see that okay. Yeah, you can. So let me grab the rest of my Dragon Ball figures I have. And these will go kind of like this, where it's a little more organized and uniform. And then I guess I gotta put the Pops over there too, huh? The Pops will just go on the end. These are the ones I couldn't fit on the shelf because I got the new Janemba and Trunks statue. But it ended up being perfect for how many I have, which is really good. Actually, I technically have 2 more that I can hopefully fit, or I might have to move the Pops. But that's kind of what that's going to look like. So essentially that's what the plans were. I'm going to clean up over there a little bit later. But yeah, so we have Dragon Ball, flush with Dragon Ball. Let me do a really wide angle for you guys. And then One Piece, kind of pouring over there. Unfortunately, we might have to eventually pour over One Piece unless I decide to get rid of any. But yeah, that's kind of what it's going to look like. And then we need to fix this and obviously put something there. So the idea with this shelf was to put Kaido here behind these little Labubus. And hopefully he will fit all right. So he fits fine. I think that looks all right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, he creates a pretty big shadow, but I think he looks pretty good. The only other option would be to kind of put him in the middle to make it not look as weird. Or if I decided to take more Pops out of box, I could just put one more shelf here. I believe it'll fit, and do it that way, which I think wouldn't look too bad. So I don't know. I think I kind of want to move over. Yeah, I think I want to move this one, or like this shelf over there, and put Kaido in the middle to make it look more flush. So let me take these down really quick, and then I'm going to put Kaido in the middle, and we're going to see how that kind of works. Okay, so I ended up doing a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I noticed that the shelves were just super dirty. So I just took everything down and started wiping them down and wiped down the shelf itself to get rid of like dust and all that, which in reality I kind of need to do more anyway. So it's not a bad thing that I did it, it's just more time consuming. So basically we're going to go ahead and make sure this is dust free, but Kaido in the middle here. And then, so I actually have to display this anyways. I wonder how this would look. I think that looks kind of cool. But we still have to display the... Where are they? We have our little Labubus here. We got to put these somewhere. So kind of sprinkled in, I don't think would look too bad. In the front here, and then Zoro just kind of sits down. But the Gear 5 is really cool just because, one, I got to put it somewhere. And Kaido looks good back there. But, you know, Gear 5 and Kaido, obviously, they kind of go hand in hand, obviously. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that looks okay. And then putting the, Pops back on the display shelf like that. We'll just put one on each side to give you a good idea of what that's going to look like. I'm looking at it behind the camera with you guys. I think that looks good. Because, like, down there we have Kaido, we have Kaido and Gear 5 and all that. So it's kind of a similar setup there. I feel like this looks a tad bit crowded, but I like it. It adds a couple different figures into the mix with it. We kind of need that shelf, so that would look really good there, too. I wonder... That's not going to stay there. That's just kind of there temporarily. I'm just trying to see what this would look like. I mean, that's kind of cool. What do you guys think about that? Let me know how you guys feel. I might just leave it with the Labubu display right now, but what do you think looks better? This logo here or the Labubus with the Gear 5, like minifigure there? I kind of like the minifigure next to it, if I'm being honest. But the Labubus feel like they're crowding the space. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Because then I have nowhere to put this. Unless I push it back, but then it kind of blocks those. But I could put them all the way on top of there. I don't know. Okay, let me put all the pops back in a quick little time lapse for you guys and figure all that out. And then we'll see what it looks like all put together. So I think this is the final product here. Again, I don't entirely love the wanted posters up there, but it's just the best I can do right now until I figure something else out. But we basically kind of switched these all around here. So we have Kaido in the middle, pops on both shelves. I think I kind of did it differently though. I don't exactly remember exactly how they were and which pops were on which shelf, but it's not that big of a deal. I think it looks pretty good here. Just let me know. Let me know if you guys feel this feels like too crowded. I guess it just doesn't look too bad. So down here, kind of just cleaned it up a little bit. I actually moved some things around here since we had this space open now. And I put the grails and stuff up here and a couple other pops. I have some more back there. Then we have our sign pops. And then now we actually have a completely empty space here, which is really nice that I can use for a different pop set or statues in the future. I also found a couple pops in my One Piece collection that I decided to just, let go and get rid of until they make better variations or whatever, because there are still a couple that I want to pick up, especially from the marine side. I want to pick up Garp, but I believe they have the Galaxy Impact one coming, so I'm waiting for that one. And then I also eventually want to pick up Akainu as well as Kizuru. No, not Kizuru. Akiji. I would love to complete that little trio out of box. That would be really cool. So eventually I will get those. And luckily, I think they're all GameStop exclusive, so that makes it a little easier. So far, I do have, Kizuru right there. I just got to pick up the other two. But yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a collection kind of cleanup, fit some things in there, get rid of a couple things, and then I got to figure out something for there. I could put some video game pops there. So the problem with the video game collection and, some of my DC pops is I still haven't picked up the other shelf I need, so I just can't display them yet. So they're just kind of sitting in the closet over there for now, which is not a big deal. I'll display them when I display them. That aside, though, thank you so much for watching this video today, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button down below. And of course, if you want to see more collection update videos or just cleanup videos, let me know in the comments below. Always happy to do them. It's kind of a little bit of an easier video and a chill video, and it's fun to kind of clean things up and change things up. And hopefully this encouraged you to maybe clean up your office or your studio or just your collection a little bit, dust, change things up. But yeah, again, that wraps up today's video. I do want to say a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And finally, make sure you follow me on all my social medias at Skittlerampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.